The National Union of Air Transport Employees has shown support to the indefinite suspension of the Air Operator's Certificate of First Nation Airways. The Nigerian Civil Aviation Authority had earlier suspended the airline's license for carrying out unauthorized and illegal operations. The agency said the suspension would take effect from May the 11th. Nwate had asked the NCAA to live up to its statutory responsibilities of regulating the industry by not allowing external forces to influence its decisions. Meanwhile, First Nation has been defending its position, saying that the suspension was not safety-related as the operating aircraft and crew held the relevant safety-critical approvals and authorizations. A statement from the airline adds that First Nation had complied with the NCAA's directive but would seek reconsideration and review of the suspension.
Some people collect reasonable amount of money and they give it to an agent.
This is a usual briefing at a typical passport office. This exercise is usually carried out to ensure prospective travelers seeking e-passport for their various travels are informed about their responsibilities of the immigration service, which includes the control of persons entering or leaving Nigeria.
If you are entering a country and you are stamped...
This time around, the issue of illegal migration is also on the front burner as the Controller Migration shares a few words with applicants present.
Some of them end up being executed. Some of them even die on the road, on their way going. And this we have seen on television. A lot of young men and women that left Nigeria going through the Sahara Desert, forgetting that in the Sahara Desert you don't have water to drink, you don't even have place to sleep, and they walk through the desert. Maybe out of 100 people that step out, sometimes it's 3 of them that make it. 97, they die. And you don't pray for that kind of act. So that is why the Nigerian government is very, very concerned about our form of migration. And these are copies today that will help you go through the processes.
Two crew members were injured when a commercial flight was forced to make an emergency landing at an alternate airport after a windshield in the cockpit suddenly broke off. Flight 3U8633, operated by the Sichuan Airlines, made the emergency landing at the Shuanglu International Airport in Chengdu, en route from southwest China's Chongqing municipality to Lhasa, capital of Tibet Autonomous Region. The Civil Aviation Administration of China said in a post on its Sina Weibo microblog that part of the cockpit window broke as the Airbus A319 flew over Chengdu. The aircrew enacted emergency landing code 7700 and landed in Chengdu. There were 119 passengers and 9 crew members on board, according to the airlines. The U.S. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo has met his UAE counterpart Sheikh Abdullah bin Zayed Al Nahyan in Washington, D.C. early in the week.
Delighted to be here. Congratulations on your new post.
You are wonderful partners of ours, and I'm very happy. I learned that we have now concluded an agreement with respect to the airlines.
Pompeo says he's happy with the airline deal the United States and United Arab Emirates signed last week to resolve U.S. claims that Gulf carriers have received unfair government subsidies.
Thank you for being a great partner. Congratulations.
The U.S. State Department says the voluntary agreement, which applies to Etihad and Emirates Airline, is similar to a deal announced in January between the United States and Qatar, in which Qatar agreed to release detailed financial information about state-owned Qatar Airways.
This is the Murtala Muhammed International Airport in Lagos. It's Nigeria's main international air gateway amongst 4 others. It is from here in 2014 that an individual brought the deadly disease into the country. And now that there's a fresh outbreak in Congo, Nigeria is taking no chances so that the case of once bitten, twice shy holds. For the Federal Airport Authority of Nigeria, passenger screening has been revived again.
I never relaxed her compliance with this issue of Ebola. You know, the first incident happened in year 2014. We still have our thermal scanners in all of our major international airports. We never removed them. You know, the thermal scanners are equipment that are used to check, you know, the temperature of every passenger. Once you arrive into our airports, you walk past the thermal scanner, it will immediately take your temperature. And once it's above the normal, the regular, you're pulled aside for further checks. So
here at one of the entry points within the MMIA, passengers who make their way in have their temperatures taken on this automatic thermal scanner.
Yes, it's to make the process faster and more convenient for passengers, because unnecessary delay in aviation business, you want to minimize delay. You don't want to stress travelers who have been coming from different parts of the world.
If this scanner picks up a suspected temperature of any individual, it's straight to this room for further examination.
So any passenger that has temperature that the alarm has been raised, then the passenger will be gently asked to move aside, and further question will be asked. Then further temperature check also will be done. Then the risk assessment will be done, and it can, based on risk assessment, then further actions will be taken. Yet, however, if we feel that person is a suspect, where the ambulance will be called from Lagos State, there's an exit area which you are going to see that the ambulance comes, and the passenger also can be taken to the tarmac area. The reason for this is to minimize contacts with other airport users.
The surveillance team here is operating on a documented emergency plan that incorporates quite a number of agencies, all in a bid to ensure that what happened in 2014 doesn't happen again.
Ever since the reports, in fact, we went swiftly into action. We've been having series of meetings, and we've checked out. We have advised the portals to check all their thermal scanner and the infrared scanners to see that they are well calibrated and they are working. And also, in the joint meeting we had, we have also agreed on training. In fact, we will train medical staffs and even non-medical staff alike, because we want everybody to understand the spread of disease and what they can do to protect themselves, protect their family, and protect the community. So the training is ongoing and is to continue to be ongoing.
Medical personnel here add that a person could take ill on board until there's a separate isolation center on the air side to reduce contact. Federal government says it has also reactivated the emergency operation centers created during the 2014 Ebola outbreak to prepare for any confirmed cases.
This is our cutting call on the program. Thank you so much for staying with us. I'm Bukola Joe Ukitumbi.